Hello everybody, you're welcome to the RenéeQ Show. My name is RenéeQ, and I think this is like the #1 show for women. Why? Because we are talking to real women who have real stories, real strength, and real impact. And most of all, these are really beautiful women, all on the RenéeQ Show. Now, guess who I have today? Can you guess? Her name is Ugochi John. She's the CEO of Hair by Ugo and the Hair Laundry, brands focused on quality hair and hair care, and has recently opened the first 24-hour hair salon in West Africa. I don't even think it's just a hair salon because they do nails as well. She's a wife and a mother, and Ugo grew up in Ida, and she speaks Igala and Igbo, and she's an alumnus of Abia State University and Lagos Business School. She started her hair business 10 years ago, and she now runs 2 stores in Lagos and Port Harcourt with plans to expand. Hair by Ugo offers premium hair from 6 countries with over 40 styles, while the Hair Laundry provides laundry services, exchanges, and refunds to protect clients' hair investments. She's passionate about making women value their hair, and Ugo aims to make the Hair Laundry a leading brand in Nigeria. She's here in Ghana, so I'm sure in Ghana as well. If you're looking to refresh your old hair or buy new styles, she's ready to assist. Ugo, you're very, very welcome to the RenéeQ Show.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, beautiful hair.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. We are back, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to Kivo 100% Natural Spices for sponsoring the show, and also to Tubeje by RenéeQ for my very, very lovely and beautiful accessories. Ugo, I'm so excited to have you on. And this program is, mainly about talking about the challenges that women face, tough times that women have been through, testimonies that we have. And I was just thinking about it. And when you came and I saw you and we were on the phone and we were talking and everything, I was like, but Ugo, does she even have any challenges? This girl, I don't know if you know her. Hey, party, yo! I don't know. I was like, maybe I didn't get the right guest though. However, this is her.
I love it.
Laughing all the time.
I love it.
But you know what? Do you know why I'm so excited, Ugo? I like the way you are. And I'm selective with who I choose, okay? Now, one of the reasons why I chose you to come and be a guest is because, of course, you have many followers, you have many people, who look up to you. Now women are all about hair, so you have also a very, very good market. You have a very good viewing. Now, everybody sees you as a very, very happy, chilly babe. Everybody sees you as a very, very, and you're very, very hardworking. I admire that. But it's about time that people also see that it takes a lot to get there. Sometimes just because you're happy all the time and all, doesn't mean that you haven't been through any difficulties or any struggles or any challenges. This is real life we are talking about. This is real life stories. And today I brought you here to come and share with us, Ugo. If there's ever been a time of difficulty in your life and how you came out of it to become the Ugo we know today, the Ugo we see today.
Thank you for having me again. And when you talk about me and being very bubbly, I remember one time one of my friends came to me and said, Ugo, are you okay? Like, you don't seem to have any problem. Like, are you sure you're fine? Again, that's at the point when women started realizing that it's not everybody that you see outside all made up, all happy, that doesn't have struggles. So right. I truly appreciated that somebody actually did take out time to say to me, is everything okay? Really okay? Yeah. And I realized, it looks like you're too happy for the world, but I would say that as women, of course, we go through challenges, and how you choose to see it, who you speak to, the kind of people around you determines how you're able to navigate through problems or challenges. I wouldn't really call them problems.
Right.
And I realized that that has been my stronghold, you know, as a growing woman, that I have good people around me who are able to one line of advice and
Everything
things just, you know.
Yes.
I remember my daughter's first dedication. I got married at 24, and I'm sure you did see this kind of conversation coming too. I got married at 24. I had my first child at 25. So we're basically navigating life together, and it was my daughter's dedication. And for some reason, I and my husband had a disagreement with church. I'm Anglican, he's Catholic.
Right.
And he's not a Catholic that is consistent with going to church, where he is recognized, where he can ask for them to dedicate our child.
Right.
But I go to church, you know, and I could walk into church and demand for our child to be dedicated, you know. And I had done all the arrangements. We had invited people. And my mother-in-law gets a wind that we're going to dedicate in the Anglican church. I didn't know at the time why my husband said his mom must not know. And feeling like a good daughter-in-law, I'm like, oh, grandma, this. My sister.
Listen to your husband.
That's how we didn't go to church. Everybody we invited went to church.
No, please, no, wait, no, let me get it. No, sorry.
Yes.
So you had actually planned it.
Yep.
You had invited people, but your husband said his mother shouldn't know. But didn't you invite her?
No. So she wasn't meant to come.
Okay.
And then everybody was in church. They were calling our name.
And you were not there.
Not there.
Oh my goodness.
But I had one senior auntie at the time who said to me, Ugo, church will be over in 1 hour. You have your marriage. Don't worry.
Oh,
that
wow.
was it. And you know, because of course I wouldn't have gone to church with my child alone.
Yes.
You know, we had done the baptism a day before. It was now the show, the Thanksgiving thing.
Right.
So we had actually baptized her. They had prayed for her quietly on the day before. So I had done, you know, it was just me being an overzealous daughter-in-law, and things turned. But like I said, having good people, you know, that call, she said to me, and guess what? Life moved on. After church, everybody came to the house for the after party, even when we were not in church. So the people you invited
actually went to the church, and they had the service without you.
They were calling our name in church.
Oh, wow.
And we were not there.
Wow.
They were calling our names. We were meant to bring our child for dedication.
Was that service for just you, or was many other people?
Sunday service. Everybody was in church.
You wrote your name for the Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so maybe like 3 families.
Then they call you
to come up. They're calling you, and you're not there. You know.
Goodness.
And at that time, church will finish in 1 hour. That was just the clarity I needed, that life would go on. And life did go on. You know, people came home to eat because, of course.
Were they asking questions?
Oh, yeah. 1 or 2 people would ask, and we were like, you know,
So just said we didn't wake up early.
Just answered the way we wanted to.
Yes.
And of course, they were there for their food. They ate the food. They left. I'm sure they don't even remember that anything like that happened. You know, but challenges, right?
Wow.
Real life challenges.
Wow. Do you know, there's 100 questions, you know, that I can ask you. Oh no, let me say that again. You know, there's so much going through my mind right now. There's so much and I will ask you, because that's what this is about, right? Now, the lady you said sent you that message saying to you that, don't worry, church is almost over. Were you talking to her, you know?
So she was my daughter's godmother, who of course was in church as well, and had said, "What's up? Where are you guys?" And I'm like, "Girl, this happened, and to respect my mother-in-law, we cannot be in that church."
But that was very good of her, to say that.
Yeah.
That was very wise of her to say that to you.
To respect my mother-in-law, we were not going to be in that church, and having her say that to me
calmed you down.
I mean, as a young girl, firebrand, you want to give back to people at that young age who said, no, and she just put
you down.
like totally. And, it was just a case of having good people. And that's what my story is just about, having a lot of good people around me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So that actually, that actually could have affected your marriage.
Totally, and it didn't count for anything because the day passed and life moved on. It wasn't.
You never had any discussion again about that with your mother-in-law?
I mean, no. Like I said, I respected her totally. I understood my husband then,
for saying that,
and I now understood the why he said that,
Right.
And sometimes you find that in relationships, some things are done to protect you, even when you do not understand that you're being protected.
Yes.
So he was doing it to protect me. I didn't understand it. I was a young, excited, daughter-in-law.
You didn't know about being submissive at the time.
So it now made me realize more about was it submission or was it me being just overzealous?
Why I say submission? You know why I say submission? Because and this is very good for young married women to learn from. Some people don't understand submission. And so they think that if I call myself a submissive woman, that means that my husband is lording over me or just shutting me down or just telling me what to do or that kind of thing. But submission is a lot about respect. And sometimes respect even when you don't understand. Like you said, you didn't understand why. But if you were that submissive wife at the time, of course you are now, but looking back, you probably would have just said, okay, you wouldn't have said anything, and you would have had your beautiful...
Even at the time I was, but it was just me being just an overly excited person who just felt, it's our family, right? So mommy should know, why are you hiding stuff from mommy?
Yeah, and this is you rather being the more loving daughter-in-law,
and she just felt,
why not my church?
Why not my church? Why not my church? Which is also valid, but that was just.
Would you say this situation has shaped your life in any way? Looking back, this is just one situation. There could be many other situations.
So again, for someone who got married, I'm sure if somebody got married at 30, 32, her reaction might be different. Somebody who got married at 24, and this was happening at 25. I was very young, and there wasn't a case of, it wasn't done intentionally, right? So it was just one of those scenarios. And like I said, we really moved on. It didn't matter. It didn't count. It wasn't a big deal. That advice was what made it not a big deal
at all. It just
That advice was what made it. So
sometimes having the right people talking to you and saying the right things back, because sometimes you can have wrong people actually
spearing it on and just wrong call could have messed up the entire thing. One wrong person. One wrong phone call.
Why aren't you here? Leave her, come. It's your child. This is that. So the people we talk to are really, really important.
Very important.
Yes. And sometimes we have to be wise in listening. It takes wisdom. It takes a lot of wisdom. Now, since you've gone to marriage, since you're talking about marriage, marriage is a journey. At 24, so you probably been married over 15 years. So marriage is, I do a lot of training on marriage. I call it the Akono wife. It takes a lot, to have a peaceful, loving home, family. This year, by God's grace, it will be 19 years of me being married. And of course, it's a journey, it's a study. Now, since we're talking about marriage here, what would you say probably is the toughest moment, or has been the toughest moment of your marriage, and how did you get out of it?
So, marriage, toughest. Is every day not tough? Every day is tough.
Go. Question again. Is every day not tough?
Every day is tough in marriage, to be honest. It's just the intentionality, that you put into wanting to make your marriage work. And I realized that as you grow older, the demands change. You go from somebody who wanted maybe a thank you to somebody who wants, or somebody who would accept a sorry, to somebody who wants I'm sorry for. It changes.
Right.
So I would say that everyday marriage is challenging. For me, it's just been, how do I want this marriage? And then I make it that way.
Right.
You become the person that he wants you to be. He becomes the person that you want him to be. You both make sacrifices and enjoy it as it comes, because of course it's a lifetime commitment, yes, right? So the challenge is not there just today and tomorrow is not. Every day a new one is coming. Anything you guys need to be working unison to consistently make it work, basically. So my sister, every day you put in the work. You wake up every morning, you remember to put in the work to keep making it work.
Yeah, yes. I don't know why I feel like asking this, but would you say that your children influence your marriage in a certain way?
So again, I have 3 kids, and I had them almost back to back. By the time my daughter was 1, I was pregnant for the second one. So I had 2 kids before I was 27. And they've brought so much joy into the home, So at that time, the children become the center, at that early stage. Life becomes more about the children. Yeah. So post-school, they go into so it keeps the relationship busy because it's now, are the kids traveling for holiday? Are everything now becomes more about the kids. So I would say, the children have kept the marriage, interesting. It's kept the marriage fresh, because you come back every day and it's, they've broken the TV, they've done this, and then the conversation centered around even the children becomes part of the story within the marriage and what keeps both of us.
I'm asking this because some people, some wives will actually say that since they started having children, their marriage has become more difficult, or they're married. So you use the word intentionality. So the question is, what is it that you want? And then you need to work towards making that. Yeah. So
for me in my marriage, I choose my husband before my children. So it's a choice. They are 2 different things, right? And you need to make conscious effort to say, I prioritize you. But children are not what will make me not be a sexy wife.
Oh, please, excuse me. Please go deeper. Explain. Don't come and give some. Explain.
No, so children is not what will make me my husband come back and I'll be smelling crayfish.
Where is a boo-boo? I mean,
it's not children that made you stay in the kitchen till that time. It's not them.
Yeah.
It's not them now, because you know,
wives, listen.
You know that he's on his way back and he likes fresh. So what are you doing in the kitchen when you know he's on his way back? And again, it's in the communication, right? Is does your husband prefer food, ready food, over a wife that is fresh and, you know?
But you can quickly do that and get fresh and come back.
So it also depends. You know, some people, so first of all, the moment I got my 2 children, I got 2 nannies.
Because you could afford that. Not everybody can.
No, because as a person, I realized also, and that's it, I could afford it. Now, everybody cannot afford it, right? So you prioritize your relationship, you prioritize your husband, you prioritize mentally, you know, you decide what it is that you want him to see, how you want him to see you. You know, it's in your head. Like, my husband will never see me wearing, my husband will never see me this. My husband, I mean, there's no boo-boo in my wardrobe even. Like, it's intentional. I'm not saying there's no boo-boo in my wardrobe. I'm saying that if you do not want there to be a boo-boo in your wardrobe, there won't be any in your wardrobe. Which means that he never sees you wearing a boo-boo. You know,
some very sexy boo-boos, I have to say.
Oh yeah, there are.
Should I describe one?
But there are sexy boo-boos.
No, but I like what you're saying. Basically, what you're saying is just because you've had children doesn't mean that you shouldn't be the woman that he saw you, the woman that he married, the woman that he fell in love with, the woman that he admires. You know, you've still.
I mean,
which is true.
I mean, it depends on.
Which is true.
Depends on what he likes. Do you understand? And depends on what you as a person like. Because first of all, you choose yourself before you choose anybody else. So if your style, and boo-boo is not, it's just an example.
It's just an example.
Crayfish is just an example, right? You will cook if you want to cook in your house. And I'm saying that because she said not everybody can afford a nanny. So I'm giving my experience. My experience was, by the time I got 2 children, I had 2 nannies. And that's because, like she said, we could afford it, one. And I realized that for my own mental health, 2 children, 1 nanny would always run away. So you realize that even with 1 assistant, they could not manage 2 children and myself. So the home front as a whole, for you to enjoy it and now not become an angry or frustrated woman. I mean, there are people who you choose, you don't have a job anymore. Your full-time job becomes taking care of the children, and making fun of it, right? So you create fun out of motherhood, as it were. And nowadays, a lot of people create content, waking up in the morning, packing food for children, you know. I mean, it becomes fun, right?
Yeah.
But all of those things are part of the journey of motherhood.
Let me ask you this. You know, you got married quite young. Are there any things that you put on hold when you got married? Are there any sacrifices that you probably made that now that you're older, you've gone back to pick up?
Of course, I made a lot of sacrifices. And sometimes those sacrifices, you make them not knowing what you were sacrificing. But again, those sacrifices were made so that I could have my children, so I could bring them up. I'm 40, my daughter is 15. So there are problems I don't have anymore.
What are some of the sacrifices? That's what I'm asking.
And now I can go back to do whatever it is that I want to do, right? I mean, the sacrifices are just so many. For example, you put your career totally on hold,
right? Which
means that you become an entrepreneur, not by choice, but because you can't function in a 9-to-5 space. You know, for example, myself, I couldn't function in a 9 to 5 space at that time, having 2 children at that young age. I just came back from leave, and 6 months down, I need to take another leave because I'm already pregnant for the second one, right? And you find that your career starts to shake because you possibly work 4 years without no promotion because they're considering that you've taken 2 maternity leaves, you know. So yeah, I mean, I did put a lot of things on hold, you know, but it at the end of the day it paid off, you know, for me, because I'll say that there were problems that I had 10 years ago that are no longer problems today.
Share, tell me.
So for example, and I'll use flimsy things. For example, school run. At the age when I needed to pick the kids up from school at 12 every day, they were younger. There was a time when I needed to pick them from school by 1. So my time as an entrepreneur, even between 9 and dropping them off and picking them, 4 hours maximum.
Yeah.
You can't put in any more
and
time.
in and out traffic alone, make it 2 hours.
You have to be there to pick them up.
Yes.
But now, you know, they close at 3, they close at 4. You even give them an extra hour and say, I'm coming, because you know that they are fine in school, right? So that's a typical real life example that I would say that to mothers out there, in the next 6 years, this is not a problem you'll be worrying about.
Right.
You know, it's a problem. It might be a problem now, you know, because you're starting, but it won't be a problem in the next 6 years.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'm so glad that we are talking about reality, and we are being real and being transparent, I should say.
Honest.
You know,
honest will be the word.
You know, there are struggles in marriage. We've talked a bit about it, but you're an entrepreneur. You've got businesses in different countries. You're even opening more. Listen, how many months ago so you were in some country making noise, you know, and all of that. When I say noise, as in busy, one place to another place. You've come back to Accra, you've opened the first 24-hour salon. There must be struggles in business as well. Now, you know, for those who are looking at you thinking, I can do what she's doing and I can easily get there and I can even do better. Sometimes that's the heartbreaking, very funny part. You know, just sitting behind and just being judgmental, just thinking, oh, I can even do better. But they don't know what the struggles are. Do you want to talk to an entrepreneur out there somewhere? Maybe a young lady out there thinking, you know, I've started a business, I'm struggling, I want to come out. Or can I even do this? Should I even have started this? What is it I put myself into? Was it the right investment? I'm losing money. You know, all those kinds of things, because they are real. Now, have you been through anything like that, and how did you get out of it?
Okay. You know, so again, like I said, we're being honest, right? And I think one of the reasons why you always find me very bubbly and happy is because, first of all, I don't tell lies to myself because I know I'm lying. So I won't lie to myself. You know, life is hard, lives, you know, even to the most beautiful woman out there, life happens. To the most hardworking woman, life will life, right? Yeah. And to answer your question, I would give another example. When I started my business, I started from my house, and then I grew my business. We had to move to Accra 6 years ago. Like up and move to a new country.
Had you been here before?
We were here for our honeymoon, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
And 10 years after, we had to move back here. Exactly 10 years.
Wow.
And you can imagine building a business and you have to up and
also, you had set up a business there, and
you
just had to just
was already thriving in Nigeria, had run for 6-7 years, and we had to move to Ghana. I mean, what else is a bigger challenge to a business owner?
Yeah.
It's not like I had a Ghana branch I was coming to run. I had to move here to be a wife, to be a mother, to shut down anything I'm doing to support my husband, right?
Wow.
So, and there was no option of him living here and then me staying in Nigeria to run my business, or
But did you there was nobody there to
so I had put structures in place and all of that, but again, it's your business. It's what you wake up to every day. So I'm here and I wake up to what? Nothing, right? I wake up in the morning, I take the kids to school, I do PTA meetings, I come back home, I sleep, right? I be a housewife. Or being a successful entrepreneur, I come back to what? That's challenge, right? So here again, I start my business gradually in my garage here in Ghana. I start telling people, oh, I do hair everywhere I go. Oh, I do hair, like that. From my garage, I did it for about 2 years, going on 3, before I mustered up the courage to get a store here in Ghana.
Mustered up the courage.
So again, challenge, right? And this is me talking about it on the periphery. It's a lot of, so I want to buy your hair, where do I come to? Again, I started from the house. I had built up my business from the house, started a store. I had to now leave all of that behind, come here, then come and start there again, not afraid. Starting from the scratch again. And this is where I am today, right? So to be honest, business in its own has all of its own challenge. But for me, what I would say I took out of this moving to Ghana experience was that I was just determined, and it takes determination. If you're failing, fail and get up. I went from not selling to one person in 6 months to selling to one person in 6 months to selling to 20 people every month. And, it keeps going, but I didn't stop. I kept going out. I kept putting in the work. I kept making sure that people heard, people saw, when I go out, how does my hair look? When I meet people, how am I able to tell them about my brand, and I was able to build up again from the scratch, being here, new country, again, 6 years. And look at who we are here today. So again, it's just sheer determination,
I like that. And I was just going to ask you that, you said being heard, being seen, putting yourself out there, going out, telling people this is what you do and this is what you do and this is what you do. Now, were you able to do that, would you say, because of your confidence, or would you say that you had to tell yourself to do this? Because a lot of ladies have the excuse or the reason. So I either say excuse or reason. That, oh, I'm not confident, so that's why, I don't go and talk to people.
I don't know
it's either a reason or an excuse. So for those who admit it's an excuse, we say an excuse. For those who won't take excuse, we say reason, right? So an excuse or a reason.
So
now, would you say that it's because you are not, because you are a confident person? Would you say that's what it is?
No, I don't think. I'm confident, but I won't say it's because I'm a confident person, because again, for every time you want to walk up to a woman, you don't know what kind of person she is, you don't know what response she would give you, you just try, right? The first step for me was more of looking the part, so people will come to me instead to ask, oh, I like your hair,
right?
So instead of me going to you, you will come and meet me. Having said that, don't give yourself a reason to fail.
Yes.
Those excuses, you're giving yourself reason to fail. If you think I'm confident, I almost said I wasn't coming on the show. I wanted to say, please.
No, you know that you're almost. No, let's not go there. You think I wasn't reading your you think I did, the question that you're asking? Please.
I almost. So you see, confidence is not. It's not something that anybody has the autonomy to. Everybody is looking for it. I'm looking for confidence in your eyes. I'm looking for confidence. I'm looking for strength just somewhere, Again, it brings me back to the people you surround yourself with. Right. What are they feeding you? What are they feeding you? Right. The Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence. Protect your heart. What are they feeding? That fear, that excuse.
Who is helping you come out of it? That's fantastic.
No, don't. Yeah. Don't let it. And guess what? Sometimes it can be the brother in your house. It can be the father. It can be the husband. Protect yourself. Right. Because for every time you say, oh, I want to do this, and the person says, can you write a book? You don't know what, and the person, and for somebody who is self-conscious, be like, I will write that book, you will read it, you will write, in fact, you need to be conscious, be present, very present. So I think that the thing I would say about myself is that I'm very present. So if, for example, I'm coming out now and I want you to notice me, you will notice me.
This is what we should be talking about as women, because it's so true. The things that we are discussing right now. Confidence, the reason why I asked you about confidence, I just wanted to hear your response. Because everybody will say, I'm very confident. No, it's just because I'm a confident person. But confidence is like a muscle. You can be confident today. Tomorrow, you might feel like you don't have any confidence at all. So I love what you're saying about being intentional. Saying to yourself, you know what freaked me the most? Do you know what freak is? In Ghana, when we say freak, do you understand? What excited me the most was when you said, if I want you to see me, what? You will see me.
Yes. So when you get to that point where you have put in the work, saying, if I want you to see me, you will see me, then you have put in all your confidence into yourself, which means that you step out and they see that confident person. They're not seeing your makeup. They're not. It's a charisma.
It's a charisma. It's just something about you.
They just see you, and it comes from inside of you.
Yes.
Don't you notice that there are some people? There are days they come to work and you're like, something changed. Maybe the person listened to one minister last night that did it for her, and then she comes into work the next morning and you're like, something is different about this girl today. She's not talking too much. And you're now wondering, what changed? It's yourself. Once you start getting in tune with yourself, start communicating more with yourself, you would exude that person that you want to be.
That's fantastic. Now obviously you're much older, not much older, a little older. Now, looking back at your life, your journey, things you've been through, is there anything you think, or you say you should have or you could have done differently?
I might be the wrong person to ask this kind of question, because I feel like life has honestly been very good to me. Life has, I don't see, I don't see, but I acknowledge that there is God that has made all of this easy for me, because as a woman, there are certain things that you possibly want, in life. You want to go to school, get your degree, get a job, get married, have children. God has just been good.
Yes.
And even though there has been challenges, I would not say I will have it any other way but the God way. The way he has orchestrated everything that has happened in my life is how I would also continue to submit to his will and to anything that he wants to do with me.
Fantastic. Now, a lot of the ladies I've been speaking to are saying like the same thing. Surround yourself with the right people. Somebody's watching and saying, but how would I know who the right person for me is? How would I know that this person is the right person? Because I had some right people who weren't so right. So somebody's watching thinking, I love what she's saying. What she's saying is so true. But how do I know this person is the right person?
This question is deep, like very deep. But there was a time in my life that, I don't know, beans. I don't know how you pick beans.
Beans, like black-eyed beans?
Yeah, black-eyed beans.
Okay.
To take out the stone.
Right.
So you use a small stool. You see your friends and your circle. You sit down like that. Pick like you're picking stone out of beans or rice. That's how difficult it is.
Okay.
But you need to sit down at some point in your life and tell yourself, this person does not deserve me anymore, and I choose this one to stay with me, like that. Pick them one by one carefully and choose. If you know how difficult it is to sit down and do that work, that's how difficult it also is to know that this person is good for me. It's hard, right? So I'm not saying it's an easy thing. I'm not saying this is the method. I'm saying you need to still sit down. It comes back to who again? You. Remember that all the questions I've answered, if you see, you would realize that it's you. That thing comes from you. The people you attract. So for example, I'm a very lucky go person, happy, too many people around me, and boy, I still know my friends. I know the kind of conversations I would have with you. I could have spiritual conversations with this person. There are friends that I would never, ever, ever talk about my marriage with.
Right.
There are friends that, girl, let's go pop some bottles. And that's what we're doing, right? There are friends for every situation.
Right.
When you sit down, you categorize them like that and make sure not to mix them up. Don't mix them up. Because like I said, the wrong person, if you call on the wrong person in any situation, when you see people's stories on blogs, I wonder who you think gave the blogs those stories. You think the blogs are in your house? No, they are not.
Right.
They are not in your house. So make sure you're calling on the right person at every stage, which means that you must have categorized them. Oh, Renee, please, I need to pray. And she's like, okay, let's go. Oh, Renee, you said I didn't invite you to party, but Renee, you did go
I'm not a party baby.
There you go. Right? But I know my girls that I've invited.
You're funny.
So that's what it is. You need to sit down.
You said, well, that's too funny.
I'll call you now, Renee.
You invited me to your party. I couldn't come.
Renee, let us pray. Will you answer? If
pray.
I ever call you now and say, Renee, let us pray, will you say, Ugo, I'm busy, let me? No.
Don't say that.
Never.
Yes, I do.
So you see, you need to know your friends, know why you're calling them, what you're calling them for, and make sure you have friends for every aspect of your life. Which is why you need to sit down and do it like that. That's
show. Good. Are you sure you didn't grow up with your grandmother?
How difficult it is.
But this wisdom that you're dropping, hey, this is spiritual wisdom. This is divine. And it's really, really important, that we talk like this, because seriously, people watch programs and they think they've come on because, look at her hair, it's nice. Oh, what she wears is nice. But then they come with that attracting them, but they leave with such powerful nuggets of wisdom. And thank you so much for a lot of what you've shared with us today. It's been really, really, really good. I'll ask you this one question. Looking at your life, what experience would you say has made you the strongest? Has made you who you are today? What experience? Looking at your very short life anyway, it's not like you're that old, but you know what I mean. What would you say has made you strong, has made you stand?
So I remember at 16, when I was going to the university, was when I gave my life to Christ. And going to university born again did it for me. Again, I would describe myself as this very free-spirited girl. And my mom, before I went to school, prayed and said that she prays for this happy-go-lucky daughter, that no friend or foe sees me to take any form of advantage of me. That prayer stayed with me.
Wow.
And I feel like has shaped everything else around me, because I feel like the fact that there were mistakes that I didn't make at that age has kind of given me an opportunity, to live life with very limited regrets. And so because I feel like I have very limited regrets, I feel like I feel very entitled when it comes to talking to God. I feel like I'm very deserving. I feel like, I've served you.
Really?
I want this. You will give it to me.
Okay, no, I didn't understand for a minute, but I think I kind of understand what you're saying now. So are you saying because you feel like you were sort of like, in quotes, like a sort of goody girl, or you didn't do? Explain that a bit more, because so I don't know the entitlement that
So I feel like because I went to school born again, I was like a good girl in school, served, came out of school, and I feel, like I said, like the mistakes or the things
that you could have made,
the mistakes that I could have made that would have possibly made me live in regret for a while. I didn't find myself in that place, and not being in that place as a young person kind of also given me a bit of leverage when it comes to my spiritual life, when it comes to, just advancing.
So you can turn yourself to the wall and say, Father, Lord, remember.
Yeah, I served you,
Right.
And that's my story, right? For every other person, it could be different. It is definitely different. But that's what I feel that, has shaped my life. That one experience of giving my life to Christ at that early age I feel like it's an experience that
has molded
I won't give it up for anything else.
Right.
I won't give it up for anything else.
So there's this young, beautiful woman watching right now and is thinking, I feel like I'm dropping, but I really need to stand. I just feel so, I need help. I feel like I'm dropping. I need to stand. She's speaking, and I wish I could speak like her. I wish I could be in that position one day where I'm saying, I believe in myself, where I'm saying, I'll step out and you look at me. I want, what would you say to that beautiful young lady?
Wow. I had to pause, because what I'm about to say to you is that in spite of all of this that you see, in spite of everything that I've said, there are times when I doubt myself. Imposter syndrome is real, and I realize that the imposters, the actual imposters, don't have time to feel like they are not enough. So why are you feeling like you're not enough? You are enough. You can do this. Get up and go. If you fail, get up and go again. Fail until you win. for every failure, take the lesson and go again. You can't fail at the same thing 100 times. It's totally impossible. You would always do it better and fail again, and then you go back and you're doing it better. You go again, you're doing it better. That's if you're learning from your failure. Do you ever sit down and ask, why did I fail?
Why?
If you go out and you fail at something, you come back and ask yourself, why did I fail at this? And then you go back again and you do it better. So don't stop. Keep going. You got this. Oh.
Well, we are back. I've had such a great time. I don't know about you, but Ugo, you've been such a blessing. You shared a lot of wisdom, beautiful wisdom, really, really good word. I'm sure the ladies out there have written notes. I'm sure they're like, we need to rewind this and watch again, and you should. And Kibo wants to say thank you to you for inspiring so many women out there. And, they know we like to cook, and they make the best spices, 100% natural. That's what I love about them. No plenty things inside. My favorite inside this pack, I would say, is the ginger, garlic, and onion powder. Okay. That is my favorite. You have so many different things. You've got the pepper in there, you've got the curry spice, you've got different spices, you've got baked beans, it's a whole pack of everything. What would you say is your favorite food?
Oh, what's my favorite food? Do I have one though? I eat everything, but I'm an eba and soup kind of girl.
That's right.
So, yeah, I'll say eba and soup.
Eba and soup. So I'm sure the ginger and the onion.
So I do like the idea of, I like spicy food. So I can see they have hot pepper.
The shishi powder would be good for you. You love that. You love that. Now, we've talked a lot about, I call myself the self-love ambassador. I think it's so important for you to love yourself, to be able to appreciate yourself, to be able to love somebody else. What would you say is the favorite, what would you say you love about yourself the most?
Myself. I love myself. And everything about myself, I do love. The one that I don't like, I will change you become how I like
That's right.
It. So that's the way I express, or how I would say it, I do love the entirety of myself. The question was, what would I say I love about myself, right?
What would you say you love most about yourself?
Most about myself. To be honest, like I said, is myself. I can actually say what I possibly do not like, but like I said, anything I don't like, and like I have advised, you work at it.
Work on it.
And change it.
I love this. I love this.
Me.
And I hope you love your hamper as well. It's a beautiful gift from Kibo. Ladies, I hope you heard it all. You will fail. It's normal to fail. You will fail, and you will fail. But what would you do? You will win, get up and win. That's a great lesson from today. I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you next week.